Hello guys and welcome to Kitchen Colony. On this channel, I'll be bringing to you a taste of Jamaican inspired meals with a twist to suit every palate. Please remember guys to hit that like button, it means a lot. In today's video, I'll be making one of my favorite snacks from early childhood, Jamaican patties. Before we move on, let me just take this time to thank my subscribers, old and new, and also my viewers. Thank you for coming back faithfully every week. Now, the Jamaican patty is a pastry originally filled with spicy, well-flavored meat, and usually it used to be beef. The pastry itself, or the crust as we usually call it, is usually flaky, and it has this yellow color from the curry powder used, or I should say turmeric. Now today people are now filling it with vegetables, fish, whatever you like. It has come a long way, and trust me, whichever one you choose, they are all delicious. Today we're going to make Jamaican beef patties, and for patties we have a range of seasonings and ingredients, but before we go into the ingredients, we're going to start cooking our meat because we want it to be cooled to fill our crust. Now to my pan, I'm adding 500 grams of ground beef, and this is the lean beef. Notice I've not added any oil because I want this to sweat and bring out its natural oil. And to this I'm going to add a teaspoon of minced garlic and ginger. And I'm going to allow it to cook while I get on making my pastry. Now we're going to cut our vegetables just to season our meat, and we're going to chop them in this chopper because we want them fine. We're going to add them to our mini chopper, and we're going to chop them small so that we can put them in our mince. Adding some bell peppers for flavor. Now you can put any vegetable you like. Now I'm going to cut a little piece of Scotch bonnet pepper because I want it has to be hot. So I'm putting half of the Scotch bonnet pepper in because you know Jamaican patties should be hot. Let's add it to the remainder. Now we take this over to the stove. Now you notice the beef has fried down and look how much oil, so we didn't need to use oil. So I'm going to add this now before I add any liquid. And for about 10 minutes I'm going to cover this and let it cook. Now to this I'm going to add some dried thyme. Just about half a teaspoon. Give it a mix. And now we're going to cover it and allow it to cook, and then we come back and season more. Now the fresh seasoning is cooked. Now it's time to season and add some browning because it's a bit too white for this. So I'm going to add a little browning to change the color, and then we're going to season with any seasoning that you like. Whatever seasoning you like, you're going to use. Now I'm going to add my fresh thyme. I'll remove it when it's finished cooking, and now I'm going to season. I'm going to add a little bit of mixed spice, the savory mixed spice. Then to this I'm going to add some all-purpose, Maggi all-purpose, now seasoned to your liking. And one thing I'm going to add is some jerk seasoning because I want a little bit more pepper, and I don't think my fresh pepper was hot enough. So I'm going to add some jerk seasoning, and I'm going to add about a teaspoon. And this jerk seasoning has allspice and a bit more pepper. I'm going to give it a taste, and then Now it's time to add some salt. Just a pinch of salt. I don't need a lot of salt. And I'm going to use a tablespoon of ketchup. And we'll mix this in. And then we're going to add about a cup of water and allow it to cook until the water dries off. So we need to get the meat a bit tender. As soon as it is cooked, I'll remove the thyme, the sticks, and we'll continue from there. So let's put a cup of boiling water. Remember, we'll pour our water from the side, and we're going to allow it to cook for about 20 minutes or until the water is dried off and the meat is soft. Now cover and allow it to cook. Now to make our crust, we have a tablespoon of turmeric, a tablespoon of curry, and a tablespoon of sugar. This is 500 grams of flour, which is 3 2/3 cup or less, 3 1/3 cup of flour. Now we need our butter, which should be very cold. You know, as we always do, make this looking more like breadcrumbs. Now your butter has to be very cold. You don't want to melt it with your hand. So we work this in until our mixture looks almost like breadcrumb. Now we're going to use very ice cold water because we want to keep that butter firm. And we want a sticky dough, and we don't want to overwork the dough, so we're going to move very fast. Now this is what we want. Nice looking dough. Now we're going to wrap with some cling film and put it in the refrigerator for 10 to 15 minutes. Then we come, roll, and add more butter. So this is what we want. Now I've gone ahead and I've removed the stem from the thyme that I had in there. I'm going to soak up, some of the liquid. I'm going to add just a little breadcrumbs, to soak up. We don't want it wet. We don't want it too dry, but we don't want it too wet either. It's done and I'm allowing it to cool. Alright, it's time to roll to the first part of our dough. Remember, it's a sticky dough we have, so we're going to remove it from our cling film. And now we're going to roll our dough. And at this point we're going to add it's a bit sticky now. We're going to add some butter because we want the flakiness. And we're going to do this process about 3 times. And each time we put it to rest, and this time I'm going to put it in the freezer. We have to work quickly and put it back in the fridge or freezer. In my case, I'll be putting it for 10 minutes in the freezer. Now that it is cool, I'm going to blend it so it becomes very fine, or more like smooth. Now I'm going to put some fresh scallion in because I want that flavor. When you bite into the patty, you have that nice fresh scallion taste, Another quick blend. Now we add it to the rest of the meat. Now we add it to the rest to give it texture. Now this is our patty filling done. Now it's time to make the patties. I'm going to cut the dough in half and work with half first. I'm going to rest this in the fridge while I work with the first piece. Now your patties can be any size and you can cut it in squares and form it from there. But I'm just using a bowl, a medium-sized bowl, not very big, to make mine. Don't overfill the crust because when you're ready to close it, you'll find it pushing out. Because of the butter in the dough, when you're using the fork to seal it, sometimes it lifts the dough and open it. So it's best you dip it in some flour while going around and it prevents it from opening. After you've sealed the dough, cut the excess off. If you don't mind it, keep it, but I don't want too much of that crust. I want it as close to the meat as possible, but if you don't mind, keep it. Now here's another way in which you can make your patties. You can cut a square or a rectangle, fill your crust, and go around it with your fork and then shape it. Another favorite way back home is adding cheese to our patties. Now we're doing an egg wash, and this brings about this shine, golden color, and this is only half of the batch. Now we pierce our patties to allow it to release the steam, because if you don't do that, you'll have your patties bursting. Now we're going to put it in an oven, 160 degrees Celsius, and we're going to bake for 25 minutes. But you know your oven? Now here you have it, guys. Flaky and juicy and meaty and spicy Jamaican beef patties. I hope you enjoy watching this, and I hope you'll try it too. If you've enjoyed what you've just watched, then please give me a thumbs up, share my videos, and if you have not yet subscribed, please remember to do so. I do enjoy making these videos for you, and I do appreciate your comments. Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.